Apocalypse Inc. Productions presents 5-Minute Stories, written and read by Jennifer Brozek. 5-Minute Stories, a little bit of story to last you all day.
This story is called Train to Topeka. Here we go, Mrs. Montgomery. This car should be fine for you. The train conductor carefully steered the little old lady through the car door. Mrs. Montgomery, a week shy of her 102nd birthday, paused and looked at the one person already in the car. She was an interesting-looking girl who favored black clothing, pale makeup, and silver jewelry. "Are you sure? I wouldn't want to bother." Juliet looked up from her book and smiled. "It's fine. I don't mind." "It's fine," the conductor echoed, helping Mrs. Montgomery in, and settled her oxygen tank next to her as she got herself comfortable. He stood up, straightened his uniform, and smiled a professional smile at her. "I'll come see you at every stop, just to check on you. I'll make sure you don't miss your station in Topeka." "All right, young man. Thank you." Mrs. Montgomery readjusted her breathing mask. She watched the conductor leave, wondering what he really thought of her. The old lady contemplated the train car and her companion for several long moments as the train shifted into gear before she said, "I hope this breathing thing doesn't bother you, dear. It can be loud." Juliet shook her head. "It doesn't. I'm Victoria Montgomery. Victoria or Vicky to my friends. I'd be pleased if you would call me that." "Hello, Vicky. Nice to meet you." Juliet closed her book. "You can call me Juliet if you like." "I would." An impish smile peeked out through the wrinkles in her face. "I'm going to visit my granddaughter and her family. They would have kittens if they saw me right now." "Oh? Why?" "Why, you, my dear." The impish smile became a grin. "My granddaughter would have taken one look at you and demanded another car for me, because, obviously, you're a hooligan." She fluttered her hand at Juliet's gothic clothing. Juliet returned the grin. "Obviously." "But I don't think so." Victoria held her head up high with pride. "I used to be quite the daredevil in my day. I was one of the first female archaeologists and the first woman in my family to have a job that wasn't being someone's Girl Friday. For example, that ankh you're wearing? It's an Egyptian symbol of life. I found one myself in 1923 on a dig in Cairo when I was just 18. She dug inside her sweater and brought out the pendant. It was small, gold, and ornate. Juliet moved across the way to sit next to Victoria. "That's lovely," she said as she looked at it. "Thank you. I've always worn it to remind myself to live and to enjoy life no matter what comes." She tapped her breathing mask. "I don't always need this." She paused. "I don't think I need it now." "Would you like some help taking it off?" "Yes, thank you, dear." Juliet took the oxygen mask off Victoria's face and watched the smile return to the wrinkles. "Better?" "Much better. If I were your age, I'd definitely dress more like you than my granddaughter. Your look is far more interesting." She reached out and touched Juliet's black hair. "I would live like you do, without a care for opinion." "Isn't that the way you've always lived, Victoria?" "Yes, I've always been a bit of a maverick. I've missed my adventures lately." The sound of a train whistle interrupted their conversation. Juliet looked up and around. "I think this is our stop." Victoria blinked at her. "Is it? You're going where I am?" The raven-haired girl nodded. "I'm going to be with you all the way. Let me help you up." She stood and offered her hand. Victoria paused for a moment, then nodded. "Yes, thank you." She stood on unsteady legs and waited until she had her balance. "Should I bring that?" She gestured to the oxygen mask and tank. "You won't need it anymore." "No?" "No." Juliet held her hand as they walked through the train. A sudden smile of joyful understanding lit Victoria's face. "Oh, good. It's a new adventure, isn't it?" "Yes, for you it is." They stepped off the train into an unfamiliar landscape. "I don't think we're in Kansas anymore." Victoria glanced at the train. "What will they tell my family?" "That you passed away peacefully in your sleep." "Is that what happened?" "It is." "I can't wait to see what comes next." Juliet squeezed Victoria's hand. Neither can I.
Apocalypse Inc. Productions hopes you have enjoyed this story by Jennifer Brozek. If you would like to read it, or others like it, it is available in 5-Minute Stories, Volume 2 by Jennifer Brozek on Amazon.com.